Hey everybody, and welcome back to Civilization 6. My name's Webby. If you are new to this content, please leave a like and a sub down below. It would mean the absolute world to me. Let's crack on and get back to the game. So here we are then, everybody, back where we left the game last. Now what we were doing, we were defending from the barbs here, weren't we? We've also built our second city up here, Huey, I guess you'd call it. Now, I'm not sure what to build here. We've got a lot of food tiles up here, so I do want to get a builder out. I think that's going to be important. And we've got horses to improve down there. I do realise that last time out I didn't mention an awful lot of stuff that I meant to mention. But it was such a jam-packed episode, the intro episode, etc., that I didn't want to bewilder people too much, so I guess that's all right. Now, we can build a monument here, but don't forget, bearing in mind that we were going for our secret society, the Void Singers, so I'm not entirely sure that that's a good idea to do that as yet. We could also build maybe another warrior to help clear the camp down here, but I think we are going to build a builder because we are going to want to get those horses and the diamonds and we've got so many improvements basically to make in this city and in our camp as well. So let's continue on with the turn. Now, I mentioned before we head on the era scores here, or era scores for your ages. Now, your different ages can give you different bonuses to your civilization. So, for example, the Dark Ages give you a penalty. A normal age, well, we'll see it when we get to it. Hopefully, we'll hit these ages, although it's not looking too likely, seeing as we've only got 17 to 37 turns left to get our points. We should get into a normal age, however. So let's continue on with the turn here. So is the city-state going to assist us? No, there's another slinger coming in there. This is going to be quite hairy, I think. Do we get our bonus for killing this guy? Not yet. And we got our scout here. Now, let's have a think. We should send it over there. There's the coast, finally. So we've hit the coast. So our land probably continues up around here. Now, I did notice as well, if we look at our city-states, that Muscat as well has got a governor there. So we didn't get the first meet. We call it first meet when you meet the civilization first. You get a free envoy in that civilization. We didn't in that city-state. We didn't get the first meet on Muscat or Nan Madal, which means my guess is that there's an AI somewhere probably in this area, maybe even someone up there. We will see later on. But there was so much last episode that I didn't cover off. Perhaps it was best for the reason I mentioned. I didn't want to bewilder everybody. There's our Eureka. So there's our points towards archery. So you can see that the archery has now been boosted. And if we go into our tech tree here, you can see it's much less turns to build the archery. Now, again, with your wonders here, another thing to consider, or several other things to consider really in the long term, is your wonders are very, very valid and valuable way of playing the game. Don't get too obsessed with building them, though they are nice. Building the wonders is not the be-all and end-all of the game, although some of us do like wonder spam, and I'm certainly one of those people. So if you look at the Temple of Artemis here, each camp, pasture and plantation within 4 tiles of this wonder provides one amenity. Must be placed within a camp production improvement. So we're going to get a camp with our elephants in our capital probably, and that'll give +4 food and +3 housing. Now, another thing to get your head around early on, if you can, I know it's quite hard, but if you go into your city here, go into your city and take a look. I think there's a way to do it. Yeah, so we've got +1 amenity at the moment, and 2 out of 6 housing. So that means our citizens, we've got room for expansion. Basically, we've got enough amenities for them to not have a bad time. So you've got to keep an eye out on that as well. So let's send our scout back this way. So here, down here where we were thinking of building our Petra, it does look like it's a really nice settle down here, as we thought it would be. We've got the rainforests here for our district buildings. We've got some chocolate up here for our luxury resource, and we possibly got some other tiles and maybe some improvements up there. We've also got, of course, all of these hills, these desert hills where we can build our Petra on. So I mentioned earlier, one of the things I'd like to get better at is city management, and the reason being is that I've read a lot of guides and seen a lot of YouTube videos where they recommend, and I try to do this myself as well, that you build a minimum of 8 to 12 cities in your gameplay. Yes, that many. You need to spam out those cities because you need to be able to catch up with the AI on your science and your culture output. And one way of doing that, or the best way of doing that, is having many cities with really good science and culture output. So keep that in mind as you're planning and progressing. Now let's get on to the next turn. We really do want to clear this barb camp. It is starting to get on my nerves a little bit now. We've got our builder coming up in 11 turns. Oh goodness me, this is getting irritating. So shall we? We'll move our warrior out here. We will use our gold. The other thing is gold can be used as a resource to purchase units, basically. So purchase an item with gold down here, and you can purchase a builder. I think we're going to purchase a slinger here because, as I say, we can upgrade him later when we get our archery. We did have a promotion here. Let's promote this unit. Now all your units have these promotion paths, these promotion trees. Again, once more, I'm not the best at these things, but I do tend to like this volley tree to go down here. So +5 strength versus land units. That's always useful. And also when you heal, when you take a promotion on your unit, rather, it auto heals most of their health for you, which is really lovely indeed. So let's get up onto this hill. Okay, so we have mountains there, so the adjacency could be quite good. And there's a barb up there. So let's just see what this coast holds for us. Again, some decent areas for expansion over this way, and we're not short of expansion areas, are we at all here? So there's a lake here, so that means cities can be built here, and here potentially, and indeed something up here more than likely as well when we get to explore it. So there's certainly room enough for expansion here. Let's progress on with the turn. We are recording, yes we are. Good stuff. This barb camp is, like I say, starting to get on my nerves quite a lot. Now, let's see if we can clear them here. So our warrior is looking a little bit worse for wear there. We've got to be careful of that. But warriors are fairly tanky. But I think I'm going to move him down here and move my slinger up there. Then I'm going to attack with this into the slinger here. Hang on a sec, why have you done that? Attack into the slinger here. We should do some damage with our promotion that we got. And let's have a look, see what we got here. So we can build up, move up here, and reveal that tile there. So that's a nice tile to work. So what we've got to bear in mind is the Petra here that we want to build can only be built on flat desert terrain. So it's got to be built, I think, there. Unfortunately, where is it, the Petra? In our tax here, there she is. So +2 food, +2 gold, +1 production on desert, on all desert tiles for this city, non-food plains or flood plains. So must be built there. So that is a really, believe you me, incredible Petra. We could also potentially build the pyramids down here if we can get to it. Pyramids tends to be one of those wonders that the AI likes to prioritize, unfortunately, but it is, don't let it fool you, it is extremely powerful. It grants a free builder, and most people just read that one line, grants a free builder, right? But all builders can build one extra improvement. Can you imagine how powerful that is over the course of the game? How many builders you build over the course of the game to get your improvement? So one free improvement is just it's just astronomically good. It really is an incredible wonder. So thinking about it, I'm thinking of building potentially here, because I don't think our outer ring will get to that tile, unfortunately. So potentially our city placement goes here if we want to get out to build these two wonders down here. So let's get back to it, shall we? We've got 2 turns for our builder to come out here. I'm going to want to improve that cattle, and I'm going to want to improve the ivory over here. Bear in mind also as well, you guys, that your civics tree is also as important as a science tree, as your science tree is. There are buildings and wonders within your civics tree. So what I'm eyeing up here is, of course, mysticism down here. Not only does it unlock, it gives you an envoy, a free envoy. So all your civics technologies here, or your civics, I guess you'd call them, give you governor titles or envoys as well, and they give you your cards, your government cards as well. So they are extremely powerful, so do not underlook those at all, or overlook those at all. We're 3 turns away from foreign trade, which means we can get our trader unit out soon, which means we'll get more gold and potential alliances with city-states. Ooh, so that was a bit of a brain dump there, wasn't it? That was a bit of a brain dump with all kinds of information thrown at you guys. It does get easier, well, easier-ish as you get more practiced in the game. Believe you me, it really does. It makes a lot more sense as you play through. Again, we've got to be careful of our slinger here. So I'm going to move our slinger back into our city and heal him up. And then we're going to use this slinger to attack this one here. And can we also attack? No, we can't, because we've healed up this settler. There was another boost there that I just missed. Didn't read properly. Sorry about that. Missed that. I think that was a boost to ironworking, maybe, for killing 3 barbs. There are some more barbarians down here, so there might well be a camp further down this way. Let's continue on through the turn here. But this could be. I mean, I'm a bit worried about the food in this city. That's the only thing. It's got a nice oasis tile here. I wish there were just some bananas or something up there for us to use. So that could be a problem. Another barb camp. So they weren't joking when they said this was a barbarians mode. Goodness me, there are a lot around. An awful lot of them around. And our scout is getting attacked by the barbs there. I don't like that at all. And yeah, look at them flooding on through. This is not good, guys. This is not good. But it is fun, certainly, seeing if we can sort of manfully destroy these barbs here. Another one bites the dust. So let's move our warrior up here. We want to get him so that he's going to be able to clear that camp there. What's this exclamation? A unit needs orders. So you're going to heal. You're a builder, aren't you? So you're going to go over the cattle, and you can see this improvement, by the way. It's had 3 food on it, and now that it's got its farm, it's 3 food, 1 production, which makes it a much more powerful tile to work. So pushing back on and through here, let's get to our production in our city. So we've got production here. I think we are going to go with the holy site here, and this one, so you can see when you start placing your districts, you'll see the yields up here. So if you go to our we can't build campuses yet, so I can't show you that. This down here is a +2 holy site, so I'm going to buy that tile, and I'm going to place that district, and I'm going to get rid of that tack. That's a much better holy site, and also don't forget it will give us culture as well. Now, one other thing that I forgot to mention is there's another thing. Don't get your mind boggled by this. Please don't get a bit upset by, oh, and one more thing business. There's appeal here. So these tiles, well, basically every tile has inherent appeal. If it's next to mountains and woods, it gets a lot of appeal, suffice to say. If it's next to jungles and mines, etc., it gets minus appeal. So every tile has inherent appeal. It looks like we're not in a very appeal heavy land here at the moment. Now you can actually shape your land to have better appeal, if that makes sense to you, using future technologies. So let's have a look here. What do we want now? I think we possibly want to go into mining to get our diamonds going, and then reveal iron on the map. Iron is particularly useful because it allows you to upgrade your swordsmen into your warriors, into swordsmen. And we're coming down here. That tile there is super powerful because of its location next to Mount Vesuvius there. That's one of Mount Vesuvius's abilities. So our slinger here is taking a little bit of a hammering. Our scout here is taking a little bit of a hammering from the barbarian slinger. We've got to try and move him away if we can. Wow, look at these desert tiles down here. This is desert diorama, isn't it? Goodness me, look at all those desert tiles. I wonder if we could actually settle on the incense down here. Not only would we pick up the incense, we'd also potentially get this tile over here. I think we'd be able to reach up here, and I think it would automatically give us the incense. So some luxuries, when you settle on them, automatically you get given them as such, or not given them, but you can automatically claim them. There looks like there's another city there somewhere around that area, so let's place that. And like I was saying before, I'd like us settle somewhere on this river system up here. Just roughly place them. We can hone this down later on, and then maybe somewhere up here on the corner here, because that way it will cover the good production tiles, the food tiles up here. No, let's delete that, and then maybe something somewhere up here as well. Let's place that city centre. So that would give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then perhaps one on the coast, something coastal along here. Now once again, like I was saying before, your cities don't have to be on fresh water. It helps if they are, but they don't have to be. But this one is next to a little lagoon here, so let's place that city centre just there. You can be one tile away from the coast and still have coastal access, by the way, you guys. So I could easily build a harbour from this city, a harbour in there, and access the fish tiles up here. So we have our initial cities sort of roughly placed on the map. I'd like to explore all this area down here if I can, but I would also quite like to keep my scout over here alive if I can. Also, let's move the warrior in there. I'm really desperate now to clear this barb camp. I'm not even joking. I want to stop him from spawning if I can. We've got to choose our civic now from the civics tree. Now this is a tempter here. Oracle is a powerful building. Powerful wonder rather. Recalling heroes, now we haven't got any heroes yet, so I can't show you, but recalling heroes costs 15% less faith. Now your heroes, when you get them, will have charges, and they will have a turn timer on them. So I think it's like 16 or 17 turns most of them survive for. The oracle here will basically give you one culture and one faith automatically, which is very nice. 2 great person points of their type, for example, great white writers from theatre square districts, and it must be built on hills. I really do like that wonder. It does a lot of work for you early on. I don't know if to go for that one or to go along for our first government over here. I mean, this gives a governor title, and we do. Let's go early empire, because we do want a governor title, because we do want to improve or get the Void Singers invitation. Let's go into government here. Why has it got government exclamation? Is it because we got a new? Yeah, we got a new a new card here that we can place in. So this is Caravanseries, which is +2 gold from all trade routes, which is quite good, quite tasty. I'm not going to go for that right now because I want to get my Pantheon. Speaking of my Pantheon, again, I'm doing a brain dump here, but speaking of my Pantheon, you need to get to 20 faith to establish your Pantheon. I'll show you that hopefully when and if we get it later on. So don't worry, you guys. There will be an exam on all this after the video. No, I'm only kidding. There won't be, but it is bewildering, honestly. When you first pick up the game, it is bewildering. So I highly recommend, if you are at all interested, you not only have a look at my Let's Plays, but also have a look at some other YouTubers. There are some very, very excellent YouTubers out there with a lot more experience than me in the game. And look at this for a settle here. So we've got horses. Loads of ivory down here, so it looks like we're going to get a cooperation with Ivory or Ivory as our main corporation. I wonder how that's going to play out. I know you get bonuses if you have all of the the most of that luxury type in your pool, if that makes sense. I think that's how it works anyway. So we've met our first AI. It is Jay, as I like to call him. He's here. Now, I've seen him get a bit aggro at times. All of the AI seem to have their own personalities, their own traits as well. It's one of those things which is quite fun about the game. You can get feuds going with the different AI personalities. So would you like to visit our nearby city to sample our hospitality? This would reveal our capital to him, but we are quite far away, and I would like to quite like to get on good terms with him, because we will need allies to trade with in the game. So let's choose that one. Very well, he says. And there he is. You can see what I was talking about last episode about this HUD ribbon. It's up there. And you can see already, this is immortal for you, already he is way ahead on his culture and his science output. Now don't be too worried about that, but keep an eye out on it. You don't want to fall too far behind, but considering we're right at the start, it's tricky. It's a tough one. So moving on to that goodie hut there, we uncovered Hippolyta. Who's another hero. I think she's just a combat hero. Ignores penalties in hill terrain. Target adjacent friendly unit that's moved or attacked in that turn. Hippolyta immediately restores the unit's moves and attacks. That's pretty cool. So she's like a buff for your other units. So let's go and get this ivory up here. Let's build the camp, and look how much more powerful that made that particular tile there. So let's come down this way so we can fit our slinger through this way, and let's move the scout out of the way of all these horrible barbs. It wouldn't surprise me if we find another camp somewhere down here. Goodness me, look at this. So I'm actually tempted now, you guys. No, it's not a great settle because it's not got enough food really. Having said that, I don't know now where to settle this city. Either here, but that's going to have too many flat desert tiles, which are really completely useless. Oh, I need to have a think about that when we get round to it. The other thing I mentioned was era score. If we look at our continents, we can see that we've got Terra Australis here, and we've got our continent over here. You get +3 era score for settling a new continent, so it is quite a lot. It's quite powerful to settle a new continent, and it looks like potentially the colours shifting up here, so somewhere up here might be another new continent. Our map size, it does look quite huge, but it is standard, so I'm surprised we haven't met any other AIs yet, apart from Jay. So coming back into it here, we're healing up our slinger. We're sending our force, our little mini expeditionary force, down here to wipe out this barb camp if we can. We've got our worker coming up on the way here. We really do want to get to our invitation for our secret society as soon as we can. We've got 8 era score, so we need another 2 more to avoid a dark age. I think we should get that, especially if we meet some more city-states or more AIs up here. Let's go and build. We've got mining in 3 turns, so let's go and send our builder over to improve those diamonds over there. And let's clear this barb camp. Now with the new DLC, when you move over barb camps, it used to be that automatically cleared them. Now you have to move into the city, and then next time we'll get a little button, hopefully to clear it, or at least a thing to clear it. Let's go over this way. There is coast down here, so it looks like this coastline goes all the way along down the bottom here, obviously. And we've got another goodie hut here. Let's progress to the next turn. And another barb camp here. Another barb is appearing there. So we've healed up our slinger, which is excellent. Let's clear this camp now. So it gives you a little option down here, so we can raid. So you can actually farm clans quite effectively. Quite a nice way of getting gold. I think that might be. But let's clear. Let's destroy it, because we don't want it spawning. And by destroying the clan, you get a +3 era score. So we should have no trouble now in getting into our normal age. And we'd also discovered the vampire. The vampire secret society. These are a bit silly in my opinion. I mean, I do like them. They are a heck of a lot of fun, but not exactly historically accurate. They caused a lot of controversy in the community when they first added them in. But to be fair, on the flip side of that, it is a mode that you can add in or take out as you wish. You know, it's not, you don't have to use this mode by any stretch to have a good game. Grants a vampire unit, so vampire units are just super powerful in combat, and then their buildings are like these vampire castles, which have like uber powerful yields attached to them. But let's come out of there now. So I'm pleased we've managed to clear that. Clear that camp, you guys. Let's clear this this goodie hut here, and we found a relic. These are excellent to find. These are one of the better things you can get from a goodie hut. I always think when this one appears that it looks like a frozen chicken to me, but it's the footprint of the apostle. View the great works. So you can go into your great works here. Again, I don't want to boggle your minds, but later on down the game, you get down the game path, you get art museums, so you put your great works of art and writing and music, etc. in there, and you can get bonuses, and then you get theming bonuses and all that kind of jazz. And like I say, it really can be quite mind-boggling, this game. But suffice to say, this is an excellent find because it gives us +4 faith per turn, which means next turn, I believe, we should be able to find our Pantheon. We'll have to have a think about what that Pantheon is going to be next turn. So our scout down here also found China down here, the great Quinn, Quinn Shi Hung. I don't have any particular opinion on Quinn. He's never been that aggro to me. I know he does love to spam his wonders though, so that might mean that the wonders we're going for might be nabbed by him, unfortunately. Let's exchange info with the capitals as well there, and just see where he is. So his capital is down here, so there's quite a lot of distance between there, and there's a whacking great desert in the way between us as well. Let's continue exploring with the scout. Let's send our slinger back up this way. We may want to explore up here, and we will fortify with our warrior. I think you can see our little timer circle here, our little world down in the bottom has now turned yellow to indicate that we've reached our normal age. It glows gold when you reach your golden age, which I've always thought was quite cool.
Who deserves more credit?
Now, we've got to be careful with this warrior. He's already taken a hit from that slinger. I think we're probably going to want to send our slinger back around here to support, and then down this way. We should be alright, I think. So let's build this diamond mine here. Excellent stuff. So that gave us a boost towards craftsmanship, which is in the civics tree. And you can see that now our builder has been spent. So he used his 3 charges. So that's what I was talking about with regards to the pyramids. Hopefully we can build it down here. But that's what I was talking about, how powerful it can be. I think this city here could be excellent. You guys, thinking about it, if we can rush down here, we can get these plains hills next to Mount Kilimanjaro, which are amazing production tile, and we may also be able to buy into here, which could be a superb, one of the best I've ever seen, in fact, campuses, campus districts. The adjacency bonuses in that campus district are just insane. They really, really are. So I think rushing down to settle onto the incense might be a tremendous idea if we can. So looking at our friendly neighbouring AI here, you can see that Jay up here has got a little smiley face indicating that he's already quite friendly to us. So I wonder if we send a delegation, maybe we can get friendship with him. Friends are really, really useful to have for trading. Again, I'll show you all that side of things a little later on. I'm a little bit weary of the fact that his culture, well, so's over here, his culture is so much higher than ourselves. I think we're going to desperately need to upgrade Pingala when we can, and get into the Void Singers to get their old god obelisks. But on the plus side, we do have lovely lands to settle, so I'm not that disheartened at the moment. We need to move our slinger down there. I think we should probably go and scout out China's land. I wonder if later on we may want to go to war with China. Just a thought. Not that I'm war hungry or anything. There's Bologna up there. Now Bologna is an amazing city-state, if I remember correctly. We did get the first meet on them, and we do actually finally have an envoy. Bologna, their bonus, your districts with a building, so if you build a building in your districts, provide great person point of their type. So a great writer for a science building district, a great artist for a culture district, and a great musician for a theatre square district, etc. So that is quite good. I thought it was a different one, to be honest, if I'm really, really honest. I do think I want Alcazars, though. I think they're really, really fun to play around with. So I think I'm going to pop our envoy into there. Once we get to 3 envoys, we'll be able to suzerain the Granada here. You can see they've also give you quests as well, little mini quests that you can do by doing simple things like sending a trade route. So Muscat wants a trade route here, or building a great scientist. I say simple, but you know, sometimes they never get happened. And also we uncovered a great hero, a hero here. So Beowulf has been uncovered, a good hero. I think I've used him before. So you get your heroes, by the way, from you've got to have built either an obelisk of the old gods, or a monument. Allows you to unlock the heroes to build. So, and they also provide era score. Phew, that's a lot of info all in one sentence, isn't it? But target adjacent enemy units with combat strength less than Beowulf, and Beowulf immediately destroys that target. Wowee, that is powerful. That is really powerful against low level units. That's, goodness me. He is an extraordinarily strong hero up there with King Arthur, I think. So it's time to select our science again. Let's have a look. Let's open up the tech tree. Now, do we want to go into bronze working? Don't forget we got a boost. Do we want to get masonry, as we probably will go for the pyramids? Or do we want to get irrigation to allow us to build plantations and clear marshes? Or I think we desperately need to catch up with our science. So we will need to place a campus building, hopefully on that spot that we tacked here. Thinking about another spot for our second city up here. I think here is going to be a nice spot with adjacency for a campus, I think. And then possibly here, if we can reach out this far for our holy site, although we don't know what's over here in terms of the terrain up here. But there are some lovely, lovely spots, aren't there, around here for adjacency with all these mountains that we have. Let's press on with the turn. So you can see we're already into our normal age with 13 points. We've got 10 to 27. Well, that's not too bad. So we might get a golden age. It would be powerful to get a golden age, especially with our faith generation as it is at the moment. But let's press on, progress with the game. The other thing I was thinking about was how to time these episodes, you know, how long to give them. I think the last episode, because it was the first episode, of course, was a little bit too long. So I'm thinking sort of 30-minute episodes is my ideal kind of spot. Let's push up this way, get onto that hill up there. Clear this area here. I wonder if this coast, yeah, it probably does continue up this way, doesn't it, somewhere? I want to try and find more AI. Let's attack that with these warrior, and we killed him. Good job, Mr. Warrior. So that warrior is knackered, so he's going to have to go back. But let's bring the slinger back up to Hugh, or Huey, and let's go down and see if we can scout out a little bit, see what China is up to here. Now, it's very likely, given that their special ability is building wonders, that's the main reason to choose China, and the AI does actually effectively use their abilities. It's very likely that China here have gone for the pyramids. Now, finally, we can choose our Pantheon. This is the point where I wanted to get to this episode. So let's go back to our terrain here and choose the Pantheon. The Pantheon is... It used to be that these, right at the start of the game, when the game was first released in 2016 or whatever, these Pantheons used to actually be quite powerful. They've got nerfed. Some of them are still pretty decent. But they're very much situational, so you get things like Lady of the Leaks and Marshes, for instance, +2 production on marshes, oases and desert floodplains. Well, that would be lovely if we had any of those things. We do maybe have some of them, and we could get more, but it's not exactly, mind-blowing, these abilities. So these little things which are nice to have, if you know what I mean. There's Earth Goddess down here. Now, Earth Goddess used to be one that I loved to select. I always used to go for Earth Goddess because it used to give me +2 from tiles with breathtaking appeal, which used to generate so much faith. It really did. They nerfed it recently, which I was much upset about. A big part of my my game plan for culture games was to generate the... Basically, I would use faith, and I would get a golden age, and then I would select the ability that allows you to build settlers and builders with your faith. It was a really lovely way of doing things. However, that did get nerfed. However, having said that, even with the nerf, it's still +1, and I can't see any really good. I mean, we've got God of the Open Sky here, which is plus culture from pastures. We're going to get a pasture here, but we don't have that many. That's a pasture in there, or a pasture in that. No, I think let's go to our appeal here, just a sec. You can always come out of these screens. Let's go to our lenses mode and go to our appeal here. So we do have some breathtaking tiles. We're going to get some more down this way. Our capital doesn't have any, but we can grow into them, if you know what I mean. You can settle purposefully and specifically to get them. Now, having said that, there just don't seem to be very many around at all, do there? What we're looking for are these deep green, breathtaking appeal. You can see if you hover over one of the green tiles, it says it's breathtaking 4, and this is only... charming 2. Now you can build stuff and remove features and terrain to improve that, but I'm not convinced now that that's the best option. Let's go back and have a little examine of this, shall we? Again, no. God of the Sea, definitely not. Divine Spark, great person points from holy sites, profit campuses with a library, scientist. That's quite good. That's decent. It looks like there's one which gives you a free settler, and that looks like it's gone. +1 food and +1 production from camps isn't that bad, because we will have a lot of camps around with all this ivory that we have. No, I don't think so. You know what? I think I am going to take Earth Goddess, because I just don't see anything better around to take. You see, fertility rights, you receive a free builder in your cap. Nah, I don't think so. I'm going to go for Earth Goddess here, and we'll found this Pantheon. So that's the Pantheon founded. Now, once you find your Pantheon, in order to get a religion, you need to build your holy site, and you then need to start generating great people points. So I've not introduced this screen to you yet because I didn't want to completely weird you out of all the stuff that's going on in the game, but you can recruit great people. Basically, every single district has great people to recruit. So great musicians, artists, writers, scientists. Each great person has different abilities and boosts and bonuses. Goodness me, it does get really, really complicated. You basically learn over time which ones you like and which ones suit your game style, if that makes sense to you at all. But we can't get any of those just yet because we haven't recruited any great people. You can build up great people naturally through your district buildings, or you can buy them with resources like gold or faith. Once again, faith coming into play as a useful currency to have. So, wow, goodness me, you guys, this has been a fact-filled episode, hasn't it? I don't want this to come off like a lecture on civilization at all. It looks like there's another AI up here, doesn't it? I wonder who that could be. It looks like it could be, so who's brown and white borders? Maybe the Zulu, possibly, up this way. We will see. But they are rather close, so it looks like these guys, whoever they are, might be more of an option for war. For early war, especially since they might be sort of close to the city that we want to settle. Let's move up onto that hill up there, and let's continue scouting with our scout down south. Let's move him up here. Now we finally get our builder in this city, so I want to buy this tile up here because I want a growth tile to work. So let's send our builder up that way. And we'll send our scout, continuing to scout along his merry way down this way. This river is massive, cuts all the way through the desert here. There are some pretty nice locations, aren't there, along this river. We've got 14 era score. Now, we've got 10 to 14 turns. So I think the only way we could probably get a golden is if we settle over here, so that's +3. Let's have a think about it. Settling over here is +3, but that might be too close now to the AI. If we settle down here, however, that should be alright. So I wonder if we build a settler here. Now again, we don't want to. Our monuments allow our cities to grow quickly. The borders of our cities, I should say, to grow quickly naturally. Granaries are excellent. Just always build them in all your cities as soon as you can. Really, they're a priority building. A trader would give us era score. Let's build that. I think we're going to build a trader and probably send it to Granada over here. That would also give us a nice road potentially through our city over here. We've got one more turn for our holy site to come out, and then we can, I think, rush another settler down here. This is going a little bit slower than I normally progress at. This barb camp here hampered my ability to grow a little bit. We've got T down here, which I don't think we're going to reach unless we settle the city by the oasis here. But I don't think that's a good settle, so I don't think we're going to do that. Let's push on a turn. Jay is returning our delegation, so your delegation is most welcome, Jay. We might see if we can declare friendship with you next turn. So, like I was saying, we might see if we can declare friendship with Kamer this turn, with Jay this turn. Let's declare friendship, see what you say. Perhaps, yes, so he is friends with us now. That is excellent. That means once we hook up multiples of our luxury, so our diamonds and eventually our ivory over here, we'll be able to trade it to Jay. Multiples of luxuries are not that useful to you as a player. You get the amenity from them for your city, but you can trade them away for other luxuries from the AI or for gold. Which is always useful. Let's send this slinger up this way and explore in here. Oh, that is a mountain. So that is a volcano rather. So we've got to be a bit wary of that spewing, erupting onto our improvements. But that would be a very nice campus district. Basically adjacency. I mean, this would be even nicer. This would be superb. But I don't know if I want to build on the ivory there. Let's send our builder up here and build our farm. So our food in there should be very nice. And we're sending our warrior back to heal up in here. And we're scouting out the China down here. So I think we made a lot of progression this episode. Like I say, sorry about the bit of the brain dump that I've been doing. As I say, this is a tutorial really, a beginner guide tutorial, just to sort of familiarise yourselves with all the concepts of the game before you decide to pick up the game itself. Hopefully, as we progress through and as I explain some of the concepts around Civ, things will become a bit more clearer as we go through the game. But if you have enjoyed that episode, please leave a like down below. A subscribe if you're new would really help me out. Thanks very much for watching, and have a lovely rest of your day, everyone.